Hello everybody, welcome to That's Football. I'm Mark Goldbridge and this is your Champions League live watch-along as we do Atalanta versus Real Madrid on this screen and RB Leipzig against Aston Villa on this screen. We can also announce that Liverpool have won 1-0 against Girona. They're 5 points clear at the top of, not the Premier League, the Champions League. So they're doing very, very well at the moment, and a 1-0 win from a Mo Salah penalty there. But it is all about the Champions League table at the moment. Real Madrid, like Leipzig, have lost all 5. Like, if you finish outside the top 24, you're out. PSG are outside the top 24. Salzburg are outside the 24, but so are Leipzig. Leipzig have 0 points. There are 3 games to go. I think they've got to win their last 3. Leipzig could be crashing out. Villa are in a strong position, but they're not in the top 8. Remember, if you finish in the top 8, you automatically go through. If you finish 9th to 24th, you have to play a qualifier. Real Madrid are in 24th. They're playing Atalanta, who are currently 5th. So big game in Atalanta as well, and big ramifications for these teams. Lots to get involved in. Very excited. 2 games on the go, 2 screens, a live chat. This is what it's all about on a Tuesday night. And we're, 2 weeks away from Santa. 2 weeks tonight, Christmas Eve. He's coming with his sack. Can't wait. Anyway, let's get into it. Before we get into it, actually, very excited to have Sleeper. I mentioned them last week. If you don't know what Sleeper is, it's free to play. Game that you can play predicting outcomes of the game itself. Little bit about Sleeper because you might not have heard of it before. Scan the QR code or use the link in the description. Sleeper was the top downloaded sports app in the US for the NFL season launch, surpassing ESPN and Yahoo. Millions use it daily for their sports fix. Renowned for offering the best fantasy experience with unmatched depth and customization. It's got Champions League prediction mode. So tonight you can test your football knowledge with Sleeper's Champions League prediction mode for free and compete for amazing prizes. Entry closes at kickoff though, so don't wait. Link in the description, scan the QR code, free to play prediction game, and you compete for amazing prizes. So get involved in it. Free to play, amazing prizes, fantastic game that you can play. Huge in America for the NFL. Coming to football, get ahead of the game, get in there because obviously it's new. So you could be ahead of the game, winning prizes, free to play. Also, stay tuned as we dive deeper into all Sleeper has to offer throughout the season. But for a start, click the link in the description, scan the QR code, get playing tonight, free to play, win amazing prizes and test it out. Makes your match day all exciting. You can challenge your mates as well and show off your football knowledge with Sleeper. Welcome to the That's Football community. Looking forward to it. Remember, get involved in it now though. You've got literally 5 minutes, but it is free to play. Let's have a look at team news. We are doing Real Madrid and we are doing Aston Villa tonight. PSG also play Salzburg. PSG are not in the top 24 as well. So some really interesting games going on tonight. And Bayer Leverkusen, Inter Milan, somebody just said there. I mean, they are both in the top 8. So I think that with regards to them, that's probably not got a lot on it. I mean, I'd love to know what your thoughts are, actually. I'm sort of, I'm undecided on this new Champions League format, to be honest. There is jeopardy now, but it's game week 5. For 8 game weeks, when is there jeopardy? I still think that the group stage was better. And this is year 1 of this. Is this only half decent because we're not used to it? What happens next year and the year after when we're used to it and we go, fucking hell, it doesn't even get interesting till game week 6. And then even then, you know, Real Madrid have lost 3 games and they're still going to qualify. So I just think this is what it is. It's more games for more money to counter the Super League argument. I don't think there was anything wrong with how it was. I think all this does is cost fans more money and make players more tired. I think the old format was better. But we can run a poll on that because that's what we do. If you didn't see that coming, you're a prat. Old UCL group stage or new UCL league format. This is what we do on That's Football. We do either ors. Get involved. Get your questions in as well if you've got any either ors or, you know, controversial takes, whether it's football or not. Or, you know, for example, controversial take, Yorkshire pudding shouldn't be on a Christmas dinner. That's a controversial take. Controversial take on football. Harvey Barnes is better game for game than Marcus Rashford. Or you could just have some agony bridge questions like my girlfriend said that she was going to have a night in. I happened to be walking around past her house and my mate's car was on the drive and it was 2 o'clock in the morning. Should I be worried? Yes. He's banging more than her front door. And that's not a euphemism. I meant like when he closes the front door to go in. Yeah, things like that I can help you with. Matthew Lynn says, Mark, I've had surgery today that I had to be awake for, but luckily I was allowed my headphones. Chose to listen to your book for the 4th. It was a massive comfort. Just like to say thank you for that. Yeah, get the book. Get the book for Christmas. Brilliant idea. Football According to Mark Goldbridge was out in August. If you haven't got it yet, get the book. Get the book. Lovely stuff. I actually had an operation on my arm awake. I had a mole removed on my left arm about 11 years ago, and it was quite significant, and they basically numbed the arm. So you can't feel anything, but when they're cutting it, you can look, which I didn't, but also when they're sewing it, you can feel it pulling on your arm, but you can't feel anything. It's weird. It's weird. What did you think about Lemina's outburst last night, says Tanishk for Wolves? Edison plays for Atalanta, Darun, Lookman as well. I'll go through those teams. I don't really understand what the issue was. You got 1 minute to play Sleeper if you want to play it for the first time, by the way. Scan the QR code, link in the description, get onto it. We're going to have a lot of fun with that over the next few weeks. Big shout out to that. Free to play, amazing prizes to win. The new Champions League format is garbage, says David. And has Oliver had any high-profile games since the West Ham penalty or the cute video, says Matty Maguire? I don't know. I mean, I'm sure he will do because he's. They love him, don't they? But what was I going to say? Yeah, I was going to say this. Why did Lamina get angry last night? He wouldn't shake Bowen's hand. That's all I thought it was about, Alex, as well. I mean, I didn't really see the problem with it. I think we sometimes over-exaggerate. How the hell have Leipzig lost 5 out of 5 with the players that they've got? Nusa, Hadara, Vermeeren, Baumgartner, Sesko. I don't understand how Leipzig have lost 5 in a row. Got a couple of friends, actually, who are out there watching it. So, it'd be very interesting to see how that plays out as well. Apparently he was arguing with Gary O'Neill. Lee says, the only people complaining about the new format are fans of teams who aren't in it. I'm a Man United fan, mate. We've been in and out of it for 10 years. So, to me, it doesn't really massively matter. But I do watch the Champions League a lot, and I prefer the old format. They've kicked off in Madrid, by the way. I'm just going to do the timer for Leipzig Villa, but I will be keeping you up to date on both games because I've got them both on. I'll also give you the team news as we get the stats carousel going round as well. Yeah, Leipzig losing 5 from 5. Oh my God, unbelievable. Are you watching any Christmas films at the moment? The great thing about Christmas films is I can be honest. That Villa away kit reminds me of a Man United kit from a few years ago. The stripes are the different way around, I think, but yeah. Amazon Prime Villa tonight. Yeah, team news there for Leipzig, you can see. We're up and running here. So, yeah, team news. I can tell you. Celtic drew 0-0 with Dinamo Zagreb. Let's go to Atalanta first because Real Madrid desperately need to win here. So Real Madrid are lining up with Courtois, Vasquez, Tchouaméni, Rudiger, Garcia, Diaz, Ceballos, Valverde, Bellingham, Mbappe and Vinicius Jr. And Mbappe just had a one-on-one and was onside. He was slightly to the right of the 6-yard box, but he was still through one-on-one, and it was a good save by the keeper. Koneschi, Demistati, Hien, Kalasnic, Belanova, Darun, Edison, Rigeri, Pasalic, De Ketelaere and Lukman are the team there. Leipzig have just had a shot as well, so good start in both of these games at the moment. Heading to Leipzig, these are the team news, and you've got Galacci, Gertrude, Urban, Sewald, Henriks, Baumgartner, Vermeeren, Adara, Nusa. Keep an eye out for number 7 for Leipzig, by the way. Sesko and Openda. I just don't understand what's going wrong with Leipzig. 5 out of 5 losses in this Champions League format. Villa are Martinez, Digne, Torres, Carlos, Konza, Tillemans, Kamara, Rogers, McGinn, Matty Cash, and Watkins. Plenty of players on their bench as well. But Villa coming off 2 wins from 2. They were going through a little bit of a difficult patch. Thanks for the early super chats, by the way. Apparently Leipzig have had a lot of injuries, says Phil Cartwright. I don't think they're doing particularly bad in the Bundesliga, though. Third. No, 4th. Only 3 points off 2nd. But they have had a few injuries. There we go. Sporting have scored already. Is Garnacho the leaker, says Mbrudel? No, I know who the leaker is, and it's not Garnacho. Look, there's more than one player leaking, but the main leaker is not Garnacho, and it would really, I think it would piss a lot of people off because of who it is, because they wouldn't want it to be that person. If Real Madrid were to, a good shot, look, man, he didn't really catch hold of it, to be fair. If Real Madrid were to not win here, goal for Villa! Goal for Villa, 1-0 already, and Leipzig's pain continues as they go 1-0 down at home to Aston Villa in the Champions League. McGinn scored it. Only lives about 5-minute walk from me, McGinn. Not that I've had anything to do with this goal. Goes out to Matty Cash. They've got to get tighter on him. Lovely cross to the back post. Terrible defending. It's a training goal. It's a training round goal. Matty Cash gets loads of time, dinks it to the back post. Watkins nods it down. McGinn doesn't get his run tracked. Tapped it in. It's really basic. I mean, great goal for Villa, but it's so basic for from a Leipzig point of view. No wonder they're doing so shit with defending like that. Nichelle says, though I am a Liverpool fan, I love to watch your videos, including live and podcast, rather than Carragher's bollocks. Loving the fact that Liverpool is doing great. Nichelle, thank you very much for your super chat. Did you hear Ten Hag is heavily linked with Leipzig, says Dylan. I think Ten Hag, I've said it many, many times. Free kick to Real Madrid here on the edge of the box, by the way. I've said it many, many times that I think that Ten Hag will end up in the Bundesliga. So it wouldn't surprise me. With the new format, no suspense. Champions League was my favourite growing up. Now they've ruined it. Can't be asked any games. What's the point? Says I'm all in. I mean, it will get good from the knockout stage, won't it? The knockout stage of the Champions League in recent years, I think, has been really good because there's so many good teams. But this group stage leaves a little bit to desire. But having said that, the games tonight are good. Real Madrid have to win or they're in big trouble. And Leipzig need to win, otherwise they're out. And you don't go down into the Europa League anymore, do you? German opposition are 0-3 against English sides in the Champions League this year, says Constantine. Well, remember, I was going to mention this anyway, but remember, you can still get 5 places in the Premier League. We just messed it up last year, but the way we're doing in the Champions League at the moment, it's quite good for us if Leipzig don't qualify. But we're doing well. we are doing well in the Champions League and in the Europa League at the moment. Like Spurs and Man United should get promoted from there. Chelsea are top of the Conference League. Villa, Arsenal and Liverpool and Man City should all qualify from the Champions League as well. So it should be fifth place in the Premier League this year, gets the Champions League as well. Hopefully. Not that that's going to help Man United. It wouldn't help United if it was 10th place, but it will help somebody. Do you like gold bar biscuits, says Hulls. I like Whisper Gold. I'll tell you what I ate today. Oh my God. Basically, I mean, I've got to be careful here because, look, I'm not going to talk about Santa, but you know Elf on the Shelf? Well, let me do this tactically. Elf on the Shelf is this thing that you can do for your kids every night in December, and they're up to something naughty. So Seb's got 2, and last night one of them tangled their legs in a whisk and the other one was holding it off the kitchen table, and then there was a little note saying, "We whisk you a Merry Christmas." Anyway, the night before they were playing tabletop football on Seb's tabletop football game, and instead of using the ball, they were using one of these Cadbury's round chocolate balls, which are called Christmas puddings. Anyway, I went in the cupboard this afternoon and I found the box of these Christmas puddings. I mean, I don't know why the elves bought a box of them and put them in our cupboard, but by the by, it leads to the story of I tried one of these Cadbury's Christmas puddings, which is basically a chocolate, but inside it's got like, I think it's like a hazelnutty sort of mousse. Oh, chocolate puds they're called, Jack. Amazing. My find of the Christmas period so far. Absolutely fantastic. If Gary Barlow ate one, he'd go, absolutely fantastic. Could it be magic now? These Christmas puddings are apt. What a way to spend an afternoon. He'd love it. They're really nice. They're really nice. The problem is, I think they're calorific. And I easily could have just chucked about 4, one after the other with a cup of tea. So I only had 1, but they are good. Pasta Pete says they're good as well. Real Madrid have started off well here. For Atalanta, a draw's probably not that bad, is it? Go on then, what's your thoughts on Gary Barlow's son's height, says Senator? Mate, I'm glad you said this. I know we're watching the football, but I'm just going to get it out there very, very quickly. Right. A friend of mine who I hadn't seen for a few years, we were talking a couple of weeks ago, and he was saying how I was asking about one of his kids because he had his son when I had my oldest daughter. And he was telling me about it. He said, yeah, he's 6'2". And I went, mate, you're 5'9" and your missus is 5'9". And he's 6'2". And he went, yeah, and he's only 15. But then the same things happened with my sister and my brother-in-law. Their son is about 6'2", and neither of them are over 5'10". You've got the Gary Barlow thing. There's something happening. Yeah, everyone's worried about Brexit. Everyone's worried about global warming. I'm telling you now, there's been something in people's food for the last 30 years that is making Mbappe score for Real Madrid. That's 1-0. Lovely play. He's back. He's back, though. He's back. Mbappe's back. He's not back. But it's a lovely goal. Absolutely lovely goal. Took it out of his feet. Found the room. Bottom corner. He's a bit like that, though, Mbappe, isn't he? You give him the chances, he will score. And he's been looking sharp tonight as the figurehead of the team. Real Madrid know they've got to deliver, and they know how to deliver in the latter stages of the lovely first touch by Mbappe. I mean, that's what happens. That's where he can be good. Lovely first touch. Takes him past the defender. And then he's got the shot on goal. Low, hard. Lovely goal. Lovely goal. Lema scored for Bayern, Mark. Thank you very much for that. Lovely goal by Mbappe. Well, we've got a goal for Villa at Leipzig. And we've got a goal for Madrid in Italy. So, lovely stuff. Yeah, I was just saying there that, so I don't know whether it's going on in other parts of the world, but I genuinely think there's something in the diet of the UK, because the amount of people I know whose kids are like 6'2" at 15, and they're like 5'10", both parents. So what's going on? That's one for the boffins. Explain that to us. Why is it, especially teenage lads, are so massive now, even though their parents aren't? There's something going on with food or something somewhere. Either that or 83 Bongo says there's a very tall milkman going around. That's disgusting. But there's something weird. There's something weird going on. Liverpool top of their league, quadruple chasing, says Ivan. Can you do Liverpool, Nedved or Zidane? A poll, sorry, says Fit for Bitcoin. I'll do it, mate, but I know what the answer's going to be. Just on our latest poll, by the way, what is better, the old Champions League group stage or the new Champions League league format? 64% of you have voted for the old format and 36% have gone with the new, which is a bit worrying considering this is the first year of the new, and that might be, you know, it's obviously going to be worse. The excitement is now, isn't it? What was that poll? Either or, Nedved or Zidane. I think this is a, well, look, we'll leave it to the chat. Tell us what Christmas film you're watching. Yeah, I can tell you because you can't ruin it because I've seen, that's the great thing about Christmas films, you can't spoil them. Here's Atalanta on the attack. Down to the right-hand side, De Ketelaere. Can't get past Rudiger though. What is he doing? He's having a go at the Atalanta striker, but I don't think he did a lot wrong. I think it's Rudiger who loses his... Bit of nothing. Handbags. Serious question. If you know factually who the leaker is, surely people that work at United know. How is it going unpunished? They do know, Jace, yeah. They do know. Would Salah be treated same if he was playing for Madrid? No, Nichelle. He'd be... Mbappe! Good save. Mbappe keeps infiltrating questions, doesn't he? Like, he was... yeah, anyway. Good save by the keeper, but Mbappe was through again. Madrid looking good tonight. Yeah, if Salah would played for Madrid, he'd be winning Ballon d'Ors, really. What have you asked for Christmas, Mark, says Ian? The only thing I've asked for Christmas is that not Star Wars, the Lego Jaws boat. Because I like, the week between Christmas and New Year, I actually like just having a couple of hours of building Lego. So, do you think Ten Hag will go for Leipzig job potentially? I think it'd be perfect for him, like in trash, yeah. I can definitely see him there. Definitely. Thanks for your super chats. I'm at the moment I'm watching The Holiday. I'm about halfway through. I fell asleep last night, so I'll watch the rest tonight. But I've seen it before. It's a nice Christmassy film, The Holiday, isn't it? But God, the acting is irritating. You know when Kate Winslet goes down round Diaz's house and every room she's like, and Jack Black's character, I mean, God, if someone shit on his face, he'd say thank you. Although some people do like that. But, like, he's, you know, it's so obvious his missus is having an affair and he's like, have a great time. Miss you. She's going to get cock, mate. And you want to kiss her. But, yeah, it's... but it's still a good Christmas film. But it's just a bit nauseating, some of the acting. Do you think Ten Hag... I can't really... You know, sometimes I do come out with stuff that I think, oh... But at least it's genuine. At least it's genuine. Zidane has beaten Nedved by 90%. I mean, I'm actually surprised it was that low. Yeah, Zidane over Nedved, definitely. London says, I knew that Villa would give them a game. Robert says that poll was an IQ test and 85% of you passed. Thank you, mate. Thank you very much. Where do you guys watch the match? Well, I've got Real Madrid, Atalanta on TNT, and I've got Leipzig Villa on Prime, because obviously Amazon Prime in the UK do have some Champions League games. And TNT do as well. I mean, it's incredible, really, how much you have to pay for Champions League football. Damien says, if you were neutral, who would you want to win the Prem? Well, I want Arsenal to win it. Goal! What a tackle that is by Rudiger. He's celebrating it like a goal. No, he's not. He's angry. I don't know whether there was an offside. No, there wasn't. Brilliant defending by Rudiger. To get that over the bar from there, right in front of the goal. That should have been 1-1. Did you watch that Dream Team show 20 years ago? I know what you were talking about, but no, not really. Good game, this. The Real Madrid-Atalanta game's good. Corner to Atalanta. Headed away by Real Madrid. VJ on the break. Oh, this could be problematic. They've got a good break on here, Real Madrid. Mbappe's looking good tonight. Here's Vinicius Jr. Goes for Mbappe, but it's easily defended. You know when I said that if you've got any agony bridge problems, and I said, like, you know, the scenario whereby somebody could say, my girlfriend said she fancied a night around her own, you know, a night in at her house and didn't want to come out. So I went for a walk, and at 2 o'clock in the morning, my mate's car was parked outside. The funny thing was, when I said that, somebody in the chat said it might have been really innocent. And this is why stupid people get cheated on for years. How stupid would you have to be? Imagine that. I walked past your house last night at 2 o'clock in the morning because I couldn't sleep, and I saw Darren's car on the drive, and all the lights were off. Oh yeah, he came round to drop me off a holiday brochure, and he got a paper cut as he handed it me, and then he passed out from the blood, and I just put him to sleep on the sofa. Oh, that's fine. Yeah, I won't be able to see you tonight either. Some people hear what they want to hear. Lovely ball into Lookman down the left-hand side. Good cross. Good play by Rudiger again. I mean, you've got to say Rudiger's having a good game here. De Ketelaere could have had two goals. Rick wants to do a poll of Nani versus Willian. Could be an interesting one, that. Good game, though. Both of them are good, to be fair. Atalanta have look very good. What the bloody hell is going on with my typing here? Oh my God. Have you ever had that on your computer where it's like slow mode? You type it and then 5 years later, good block. I tell you what, it's all Atalanta at the moment. Has that poll gone? Oh, I can't speak. I can't bloody speak. Oh, shut up. Sorry, I've lost my live chat here. Did the poll go up? Lookman. Yes, it did. Good, good. Ederson gets it wide. I don't think United will be in for Ederson now, you know, because Ederson was a player that Ashworth wanted. So I think I don't think we'll see Ederson coming to United now. He wanted him at Newcastle. Yeah, if you've got any agony bridge problems that are specific to Christmas, like, you know, I look forward to Christmas, but I don't like, you know, family visiting because I don't really like them. Everybody gets that. Mark, how much Christmas films have you watched so far? Just wanted to say love the content. Wishing you and the family a Merry Christmas. I'm Hayden Banks. Yeah, Merry Christmas to you and your family as well, mate. I've watched Die Hard. I watched The Holdover, which was a Christmas film I'd never seen before. I started watching Surviving Christmas with Ben Affleck, but that was shit. And I'm halfway through The Holiday at the moment. I've watched An Only Fools and Horses Christmas special as well. I need to start pounding through it, really. I've not watched Father Ted or anything like that yet. Apparently there's a new one coming out on Netflix, which is a bit like Die Hard with the guy in The Kingsman in it. But I might give that a watch. Favourite horror movie, Mark? I'm not really into horror. I don't get the fascination. Some people really love it. I don't. I've never really been into it, to be honest. 22 minutes gone. Real Madrid Atalanta has been a joy to watch. It really has. There's so much space out there, and both teams are going for it. So. Still 1-0 with Villa and Leipzig as well. Have you seen that Ashworth could be going to Arsenal? Fraser, if he does, it'd be very funny. I mean, Sir Jim Radcliffe said he's one of the best director of footballs in the world. So, you know, just because you've been let go. But, I mean, I'd be interested to know what Arsenal fans think about that. I mean, you can't judge him on his time at United. Atalanta on the break again. Lookman. Good defending, but he's won it back. In the box, needs a bit of help, does well, quick feet. Who's your favourite African player ever? Who asked that? Hulls. Look, instantly, I really did like JJ Okocha at Bolton. I don't think he's the best African player ever. I mean, Drogba, I couldn't stand him at Chelsea, but he was good. I mean, Salah's probably the best, isn't he? If we're thinking about it. I was thinking about Eto'o. George Weah was good back in the day, and I was old enough to remember that. But I'd say it's got to be Salah. I can't think of anybody else. I did like JJ Okocha, though, at Bolton as a bit of a niche one. Eusebio was Portuguese. Ineos are doing exactly what needs to be done for a club in financial crisis and been a failure, being ruthless to get United to the top quickly, says Red Army. I don't think it's ruthless, right? Hitting fans in the pocket, sacking ordinary working people, reducing their Christmas bonus, and then paying 350k a week to people like Casemiro. I don't think that's ruthless at all. I think it's been a bit of a knobhead, actually. Not Didier Drogba, says Constantine. Well, we just went through it, yeah. Pyro said, you said the leaker is English. No, I didn't. I didn't say they were English. So you're wrong straight away there. I wonder who it could be. Anyway, thank you very much for that. Villa looking really good against Leipzig, by the way. It's good to see English clubs doing well in Europe. I was just thinking about Villa. They're sixth. They're back to sixth in the league again, aren't they? And what they got at the weekend? Forest away. They could sneak back up into the top four race, you know. I think people might have been writing them off a little bit too soon. With regards to the latest scores in the football, you've got PSG is still 0-0 with Salzburg. They need to win. Shakhtar and Bayern Munich are 1-1. Sporting and Club Brugge are 1-1. And that's it in the 8 o'clock games. Liverpool beat Girona 1-0 at 5:45. Man United are playing at 5:45 on Thursday as well. I think it's a bit weird when you're playing at that time, but... Henry Oz, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much. Chef says, who's better, Drake or Lamar? I'll leave that to the chat. Go on, simple pass. That's the ball, yeah. So much space out there, isn't there? Both teams playing quite adventurous stuff. Here's De Ketelaere. Edge of the box. Oh, goal! Leipzig, 1-1. What are Villa doing here? Openda, mistake at the back. It's a long ball by Leipzig, and it's one of those balls where Martinez is coming, the centre-backs are coming, and they just leave it. And Openda's there to just skip in between and score. And like Booty says, that's a really sloppy goal. I mean, it's just a long ball from dead centre in their own Leipzig. I mean, it's a terrible goal to concede. It's rubbish. It's really annoying from a Villa point of view. Because they're both sort of like, who's going to get it? Yeah, it's a shit goal to concede. Well done by Openda. Opportunist, but... yeah, just a silly mistake. You've got to say, Martinez has got to come and get that. If there's any doubt, goalkeeper's got to come. Fisk says, I'm working as a postman and I'm listening to you all day, whether it's your podcast, United Stand shows, match reactions, even old watch-alongs, makes the job fun. Thanks, mate. Really appreciate it. Hope you're doing well. Must be a busy time as well, being a postman at the moment. I never understand the postal system now. Sometimes if I'm getting a package, it comes from Royal Mail. Sometimes it comes from, like, DHL. Sometimes it comes from a guy in a van. You never know who's going to deliver. Nani's beaten Willian by 71%. And Corrupt wants to do a poll, Madueke or Martinelli. Hey, am I going to get any credit for that? If you know, you know. What have I been saying for ages? Martinelli is overrated and I don't really get the hype. And Arsenal fans are going mad about him at the moment because he was at fault for the Fulham equaliser. But I don't get the hype with Martinelli. He's been around for bloody ages now and I just don't get it. I don't get it. I'm not saying he's a terrible footballer, but I don't think he's a starter for Arsenal. He wouldn't start for Liverpool. He wouldn't start for Man City, and he wouldn't start for Chelsea. So I don't know why he's starting for Arsenal week in, week out. PSG have just scored. Thanks, Fennick. So Villa have got to go again now. 1-1. Game on. Oh, God, I'm so tired. I have a good night's sleep, and then I have a really bad night's sleep. Last night I had a really bad night's sleep. And we had the storms over the weekend, so I was waking up felt like every minute. Oh, good play here. Atalanta. Buy Nusa as a replacement for Martinelli, says Havard. Here's Lookman. He's going to shoot. Long way out. I'll tell you what, he got the power and he got the height right. He just didn't get the most important bit, which was the direction. He was at Everton, wasn't he? He's English, isn't he, Lookman? I'm sure he's English. Definitely was at Everton. And maybe Fulham. 27. Born in Wandsworth, London. Plays for Nigeria. Sorry, not English. Played for England under 21s, but plays for Nigeria now. Was at Everton, Charlton, Fulham, yeah, Leicester, now Atalanta. Henry says, what do you think of Lookman? Would you take him at United? He'll be good for an hammering formation, don't you think? I don't think he's going to come back to the Premier League and light it up now at 27, but he's found a place where his ability is thriving, and he's playing Champions League football as well. What was for dinner, Mark? Says Ahmed. I made it tonight. It was basically chicken pasta, but that sounds really basic. It's way more than that. So chicken, mushrooms, onions, garlic. Then add cayenne pepper, basil, oregano, bit of seasoning. Then passata, which is like churned up tomatoes, and mix in some spinach, and then your pasta, and then mix it all together, and then warm on the plate, sprinkle parmesan on the top. Happy days. I'd like an Atalanta goal here. It would really open it up. This is the last European game, isn't it? Before Christmas. There's no more until January now. Do you have any garlic bread, says Jonathan? I don't eat garlic bread anymore. I used to have it a lot. I've changed my diet a lot this year. Oscar, thanks for your super chat. Come on, get some bloody agony bridge questions in, or controversial. I like controversial takes, actually. Like, controversial take. Arteta will never win the Champions League or the Premier League at Arsenal. Even though I rate him, he'll never win it. Non-footballing one, controversial take. Ida wrote a better script for Star Wars than Disney. Actually, that's not controversial, it's a fact. The trouble with a lot of stuff these days is, I wouldn't call it woke, but they do try and include everything. Like, I was watching a TV program that Seb was watching the other day, and literally everything, young, old, sexual orientation, the lot was in it. And I was like, that's not a bad idea, but people, when they're watching films and stuff, don't need to have everything in it. Like, that's the whole point of a film. It's escapism. United will win a Premier League before Arsenal, says Red Army. Controversial. I get what you're saying. I said that Wrexham will win the Premier League before Spurs, and I said that when they're in the National League. Chelsea has the best midfield in the league, says CJ Games. Controversial take. Do Chelsea have the best midfield in the league? Lovely ball. This, Matty Cash, straight at the goalkeeper. Was a tough angle. Mbappe's come off here. I don't like that coat. Have Chelsea got the best midfield in the league? No, I think Liverpool have. I had to think about it. Man City haven't got the best midfield in the league. Basically, if they've got Rodri, they have. They're a one-man team. We're a one-man band. Why can't anybody understand? We're a one-man band. They shouldn't be called Man City. They should be called one-man band. And then in a few months, they might be called 115 Man Band. that was rubbish. But Mbappe went off, and I don't know why. No, I think Chelsea have got a good midfield, CJ, and it was a good controversial take. But I think Liverpool have got the best midfield. Might not be the most glamorous, but it's the most balanced, I think. McAllister, Gravenberch, Curtis Jones, Szoboszlai, even their backups like Endo. Jack says, what's your favourite Christmas song? I've always liked Simply Having a Wonderful Christmas Time by Paul McCartney, The Power of Love by Frankie Goes to Hollywood, and Slade. You know, you're stuck, you know. Well, apparently the Man City case is over. People were getting all worried yesterday. It's going to take... The case is over in relation to both sides have presented their evidence. The decision hasn't been made. They've now got to assess the evidence. Villa are playing well, Mystery. They just made a stupid mistake at the back, and hence it's 1-1. Rachel's got a question. She says, any tips dealing with cheating spouses? Yeah. Treat them like second-hand tea bags. Put them in the bloody bin. Once a cheat, always a cheat. Get rid. You're better than that. Mourinho's achievements, unless you're not. I mean, they might be cheating on you because, you know, your hard work. But ultimately, you've got to do you. Controversial take. Should the 3 p.m. blackout remain? Absolutely not, James. Get rid of the 3 p.m. blackout. It's an absolute disgrace. One player from each team you'd sign for Man United, says Kieran. Real Madrid, I would sign Vinicius Jr. Atalanta, I would probably sign Edison, to be fair. Aston Villa, I would sign... either Watkins or... He's not even playing, so I can't say him. I do like Morgan Rogers, but I don't know... Yeah, he'd work really well in an Amorim system, actually. Morgan Rogers would be very good. Leipzig, there's a few players at Leipzig I like, but I'd probably go Nusa, yeah. Thank you very much. Mourinho's achievements are far greater than Pep, says Fraser. He's certainly done it in harder places. Rub says, next season Chelsea's midfield will get more better, says Rub. Perk says, actually it's no longer 115, but 130. Jack Butler, we've done that. I'm an Arsenal and United fan. Is that okay, says BPM? No. And do Palmer or Saka, says Hader. I completely got what you were... I mistook what you were saying there. You want me to do a poll. Madueke has beaten Martinelli with 69%. I agree. Oh! Oh! How is it not 2-0 to Madrid? Ball goes to the back post. They all leave it. Bellingham puts it back across the face of the goal. And Rudiger, with the goal at his mercy, heads it wide. Okay, either or. Palmer or Saka. I was looking at Troy Deeney's Team of the Week, actually, on the BBC website today. And he had Cole Palmer in. And I thought, I'm going to mention this on That's Football. I don't think Cole Palmer was man of the match for Chelsea. We watched the game together. I actually felt that Chelsea's man of the match... Well, I mean, look, could be a few players, but I actually thought that Sancho had a better game than Cole Palmer. United will win a Premier League for Arsenal. We've done that one. Thank you. Mark, my controversial opinion is that Ruben Diaz had a bigger impact on Man City than Van Dijk on Liverpool, says Oscar. My controversial opinion is that Ruben Diaz is overrated and is basically a Portuguese... I'm trying to think... A Portuguese Botman. I don't think he's any better than someone like Botman. I think he's a steady centre-back. Don't think he's anything special. I think people chuck Ruben Diaz in their team of the year every year, and I don't actually think he's that good. What Inter player would you sign? Says Dig. I don't watch enough of Inter, mate. I'll confess, I don't really watch it. I don't watch as much Italian football as I used to. So, pick one for me. Corrupt says, controversial take, Barcelona will win the Champions League. Haven't Barcelona fell off a little bit recently? I know they were good about a month ago. Lookman, good tackle. Good play by Rodgers into McGinn. Bit of a break going on for Villa. Watkins is going to be about 10 yards offside, I think. They've played it on. He scores, but I think he's offside. Yeah. Took it well, but he was offside. Do you consider the movie Lethal Weapon as a Christmas movie, says Zen? It's not as Christmassy as Die Hard, because that all takes place on Christmas Eve at a Christmas party. Lethal Weapon, for me, is a film that's set at Christmas. I haven't watched it for ages. I feel like I want to watch Lethal Weapon this year. Rambo, the original Rambo set at Christmas. That's worth a watch. I watched it last year. Cole Palmer has battered Saka 66% to 34%. I think that's wrong, by the way. I think this is the problem with modern football. It's so recency bias. I do rate Cole Palmer. I really rate him, but I don't see a 66% difference to Saka. I really don't. That should, in my opinion, that's a lot closer. And I think the main reason is Cole Palmer's the hipster at the moment, and Saka's been around for a while. Brest goal. We all love that, says Dis United. Ute says Rambo 1 is actually believable. Yeah, it's good. Do you think Rodri will be the same when he comes back? Oh, Lord of the Rings trilogy is better than the Star Wars trilogy. Yeah, but I think that's a bit like saying Saka's not as good as Palmer. Like, Star Wars has been around for a long time, and, you know, whereas Lord of the Rings is more recent. Alex James says, I think I'm taller than my parents because I love drinking breast milk. I thought Lavia was man of the match the other night against Spurs. Bossed the midfield, says Kai. Did he not go off quite early, though? George77 says, do you like the Predator series? I mean, I like the original. I quite liked that Prey as well. Another shot straight at the keeper from Watkins. Villa will be disappointed with 1-1 here. They've definitely been the better side. What did we ever find out what was wrong with Mbappe? Simon Gilderoy says best football joke. Oh, I don't do jokes. I genuinely don't do jokes. I think you can be funny without doing jokes. I don't do jokes. Injury for Mbappe. Bayern have scored as well. 2-1. Muller. How many years have we been saying that? Only going to be 1 minute added on at the Real Madrid game. And we're a little bit behind in the Villa game. Either or, DeMarco or Grimaldo, says Diggity. I'll do that one for you now. Yeah, shot from Real Madrid, edge of the box. No, it wasn't Real. I'm getting confused here. That was Leipzig. It wasn't Real Madrid. Yellow card. here. What have I missed at Real Madrid? It's not a penalty, is it? No. Tchouameni's been booked. It's a penalty. Yes, it is a penalty. Penalty, Atalanta. He does clip him. It's a bit unlucky. And this will make this a very interesting game in the second half if Atalanta were to score. It's De Ketelaere who's going to take it. And he scores it. It's 1-1. And I tell you what, it's game on because as we know, Real Madrid need to win. And they're not. So it's 1-0. It's 1-1. In both these featured games, it's 1-1. It's a good penalty by De Ketelaere. Sends it's a very good penalty, high as well. Ben Foster told me that. It's hard for goalkeepers to save it if you go high. Sent him the wrong way and went high. Very good penalty with the left foot as well. Wonderful left foot there. 1-1 Atalanta. Game on. Was a penalty, to be fair, as well, Tchouameni. And I think that's right on half-time. It's half-time in both these games at the moment. So we've got a couple of crackers tonight. Thanks, everyone who's tuning in. Make sure you subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. Lovely stuff. Thoroughly enjoying it tonight. Sorry, I've just lost my live chat. There it is. Yeah, so let's go. Lookman goal, please, says Albanian Ghost. Do you think we'll ever see a team like Villa, who came up from the Championship and stayed up and have become a very good Premier League team, says Oscar. That's an age thing, Oscar. I don't see Villa as a team that came up from the Championship and stayed. I see Villa as a team that's a Premier League team that got relegated, came back and stayed. I don't see Villa as a Championship side that stayed up. I've always seen them as a Premier League side, but maybe that's an age thing. Do you remember from last year, Barcelona PSG Watchalong? The question, says Andrew Rogers. Mate, I can't remember stuff like that, no. Fred the Red's been replaced by Luke Shaw, says Terence Roberts. What's your favourite moment in football that doesn't get talked about enough? For me, it's Lewandowski's 5 goals in 9 minutes after being subbed on, says Jace. Moments in football that don't get spoken about enough. I feel like I wish I had one lined up. I mean, look, from a purely Man United point of view, I don't think the 08 Champions League double side for United gets spoken about enough. Some of the goals we scored that season, you know, think about Arsenal in the Champions League, and we should have won the treble. The only reason we didn't win the treble was because the referee was a cheat in the Portsmouth game, and they went on to win the FA Cup. So I think for me that team was doesn't get the credit it deserves. In a general sense, I don't think we talk about Leicester enough, you know. They won the league by 9 points. 80 points they got, didn't they? I mean, I think that Leicester thing, everyone goes, oh, that was amazing. But, I mean, when you think about it, it was beyond amazing. Because it wasn't like in the years before that was regular. It doesn't happen. They were in a relegation battle the year before, and they won the Premier League from nowhere. And I think that everyone goes, oh, look at Leicester, but I don't think we talk and analyse it enough. It was absolutely incredible what they did in an era where Man City had already arrived as well. So I thought that was good. Anywho, I'm not going to say Liverpool winning the Champions League because that was a low. That was a low for me. Please do subscribe to the channel, bottom right-hand corner. Thanks everyone for getting involved with That's Football. You're all very welcome on here. Got some exciting stuff coming up for you over the next few weeks as well. Really exciting. A couple of things after Christmas, so get ready for that. Obviously, we've done the Charlton watch-along at Charlton. We've had live feed of the Austrian League, so things are happening, things are good, and we're building something very special here. So thank you, everybody who gets involved. And if you are new, please do subscribe and get involved. You're all welcome. DeMarco has beaten Grimaldo by 55%. Is Bradley a better right back now than Kyle Walker, says James? You see, I don't think that's a controversial take at all. I mean, I think Bradley is better than Kyle Walker in the last 12 months because most of the times I watch Man City, Kyle Walker's at fault for the goal they concede. I mean, it might just be the fact that I don't watch Man City every week. I don't know whether we've got any Man City fans here, but virtually every game I watch Man City, Kyle Walker is at fault. Whether he's out of position or playing somebody onside, he primarily is the reason they concede goals over the last 8 months when I've been watching them. So I think that he is massively overrated. His pace is an attribute. It's important. But it feels like as he loses pace or gets older, his indeficiencies become more magnified. And I was stunned when Rio Ferdinand, who is older than me, so knows the Premier League from start to finish, put Kyle Walker in as his all-time Premier League right back. It's just lack of football knowledge. Like, there's no way he is the best right back in Premier League history. And if Rio was younger than me, I'd accept that. But he'll have seen Lee Dixon, Dennis Irwin, Gary Neville, Loren, Ivanovic. There are others as well. So, yeah, Kyle Walker for me is... I've always said his pace is an amazing asset, but if he didn't have it, he'd be playing for Leyton Orient. So, yeah, I think Bradley is a better player than him at the moment. What's your predictions for United on Thursday, Mark, says Ahmad? I think Pleasant aren't a bad side, and it depends what team Amorim picks, but we're playing the Manchester Derby on Sunday, so I hope he's going to rotate, in which case we might not win. What do you think about Aaron Ramsdale now he's at Southampton, says Milo? Well, at least he's playing regular football. I think that's the main thing. I want to just do a check-in on Barcelona, actually, because everyone was talking about Barcelona about 6 weeks ago, and I'm sure they fell off a little bit recently. Drew at Betis at the weekend, beat Mallorca the game before that, lost to Las Palmas the game before that. So in their last 3 La Liga games, they've taken 4 points from 9. Yeah, they've had a bit of a bad run in La Liga. They've lost 2, drawn 2, and won 1 of their last 5. But they're doing well in the Champions League. I think they've won most of their games there. So, yeah, in La Liga they are still top, but Real Madrid are only 2 points behind now. They were miles ahead, but they've had a bit of a bad run in their last 5 games. They've only won 1, and yet they're 2 points clear. So it just shows you that they've blown a bit of a lead there, haven't they? Everybody overhyped them too early, says Kieran. It's not even Napoli, is it? Remember that year when Napoli won the Italian league and were really good in the Champions League and then just ran out of steam at the end? Claudio Ranieri didn't get enough credit either. Great point, Constantine. Great point. Yeah. Madrid's got a game in hand as well. SX says that Sporting have been robbed by an inept English ref and VAR crew. Well, no surprise there. The Italian league is going crazy this year, Mark. I haven't looked at it yet. Let's have a look. Atalanta top. So we're watching the Italian league leaders here. They're top by 2 points over Napoli. And then you've got Inter, a point behind them. And Fiorentina and Lazio, a point behind them. So the top 5 are separated by 3 points. I mean, that's a title. That's a league. That's a title race, isn't it? Milan are miles off this year. 12 points off the top. Roma. Fucking hell. Roma are terrible. Lost their last 4. Roma are only 4 points off the bottom. That's mad. That is absolutely mad. You know, when you look at the Roma side as well, I mean, what are Spurs doing drawing with them? But you look at that Roma side, and let's looking at the team that lost to Atalanta. Dybala, Paredes, Cristante, Hummels, Ndika. Lefay's there as well. Just shows you, doesn't it? Better off keeping Mourinho, maybe. Doogie says, Hansi Flick's honeymoon is over. I think they play tomorrow night, don't they? Tomorrow night, we're doing a Champions League watch-along tomorrow night. Man City are playing Juventus and Arsenal are playing Monaco. So we'll have a double watch-along for you again tomorrow as well. Barcelona are also playing Dortmund. God. I might do Dortmund Barcelona and not do Juventus City, because I don't think Juventus City will be very good. Yeah, let me know in the chat. I think we do Dortmund Barcelona and Arsenal Monaco. And the reason I say Arsenal Monaco over Juventus City is because I can't stand City, but also looking at the Champions League table. Monaco and Arsenal are 11th and 12th, whereas Juventus and Man City are right down near the bottom. So, but Dortmund Barcelona is a cracker because they're 5th against 4th. So I think we'll do that one tomorrow night. That'd be a good one. Barca Dortmund. It's the hipsters game. What's the one international dish you always wanted to try? Says Rick with it. I've probably tried everything I'd want to try in relation to food. I'd like to go to other countries and try more things like Mexican food, Indian food, Chinese food, which I like all of those, but I'd like to try more of their dishes. What's this on the telly? Peter Jackson presents this December a cartoon. I don't like cartoons. The Lord of the Rings, The Roar of the Rohirrim in cinemas. I wouldn't go and watch a bloody cartoon. Looks absolute shite. Someone's going to tell me it's really good now. Can you pick one player from each of the top 5 leagues to make your 5-a-side team? Mate, James, you've asked for about 1 million minutes of information there. Can you do an either or, Arnie or Stallone? Well, I'll do that for you. But I'm not doing the other one. Anybody got any controversial takes? I'm going to give you something that's festive. And I'm going to say that controversial take, it's better to open your Christmas presents later in the morning. Maybe it's an age thing, I like to get up in the morning, have a shower, make a nice breakfast, and then open the presents. Some people open them on Christmas Eve. Earliest I've ever opened my presents is 4 o'clock in the morning. I'd literally been taking the dog a walk the week before, talking about Sensible World of Soccer, which was the first computer game to have a managerial bit in it. So it's like career mode. And Sensible Soccer was a brilliant game, but then they had this career mode thing. And I'd take the dog a walk and I'd be talking to myself going, I mean, it's mad to think of me talking to myself, isn't it? I mean, who would have thought? And I'd be like, you know what? It's important we start the season well. I'm looking at this player from here, this player from that. I woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning because I knew I was getting the game. and I set it all up at 4 o'clock, opened up a selection box. It was rock hard. And not just the game, I was that excited. It was rock hard game. There was no difficulty levels on Sensible Soccer. It was literally the game. You had to get good at it. And I think I lost my first 9 games. And then I didn't score in any of them. And then my first goal, I put a corner in and Mark Hughes got his head on it into the top corner. It was about 5:30 in the morning. I woke up the st. I literally ran around the house. Loved it. I've had some good Christmases in relation to presents. I think when I was about 11, I got this massive Sabutio set as well, which was great. I've had some crap Christmases though. You know, the ones when your parents don't have a lot of money, which I respect. I've had that. I got a tape recorder. There's nothing exciting about Christmas Day morning getting a tape recorder and now 8. It's just a glorified radio. Anyway, we're about to kick off the second halves here. Real Madrid, at this moment in time, as things stand, Real Madrid are 23rd in the league. They've got next to no chance of getting into the top 8 and will have to play a qualifier, but there is still a chance that they could drop out completely. Unlikely, but they could do. So Real Madrid are not in a great position at the moment. Ty says, do you open your Christmas presents before or after Christmas dinner? Mate, I'm not bloody upper class. People who open their presents after Christmas dinner, bloody hell. That is disciplined. I wouldn't be able to do it that long. Gavin got tea towels off ex-parents. 1-1 between Atalanta and Real Madrid, Wolf, and 1-1 between Leipzig and Villa. I've just not started the timer for the second half. I think some of the... Hold on a minute. Atalanta. No, he's got that. Let's start this timer and get it right. We are on 45. We're not on 45 and 6. We're on 45 and 23. I think one of my favourite Christmas presents I used to get, it's like when you mention something and then everybody sort of clocks onto it. My brother-in-law mentioned he liked Jack Daniels and Black Magic chocolates once, and one Christmas he got about 5 bottles of Jack Daniels and 6 bottles of Black Magic chocolates. You don't like it after that, but they've really missed Mbappe going off. Bellingham's a bit petulant there, isn't he, kicking Edison? He should get booked for that. Was it accidental? You'd like to think it was accidental. Yeah, Lynx Africa gift sets. Used to get a lot of them. Can we poll Davids or Gattuso? Arnie has beaten Stallone. Ooh, I don't know about that. Rambo, Rocky, Copland, to name 3 good films. Arnie, Terminator. I mean, he's not really talking in Terminator, though, is he? That's the whole thing. Cliffhanger for Stallone. Kindergarten Cop. Commandos. I do like Commando. I'd go Stallone. Predator. Predator's good, actually. Predator brings him back. But I still think Rambo's better than Predator. And I love the Rocky films. Cobra as well. Over the Top. They're Stallone films. Cobra's brilliant. I haven't watched that for years. Over the Top's a bit cringy, but good. Right, can we do Davids versus Gattuso? Yes, we can. Either or. Davids. This is a good one. Hey, don't vote if you're a chuff monster. I don't want any predictors. If you're up your mum's chuff, you can't vote. Oh, God. I said this last year. I got a clip on Twitter of a lad, a hipster, who was about 21, telling the world why De Bruyne was better than Scholes, Lampard and Gerrard. And quick maths, I was like, at your oldest, you're 22, which means you were firmly up your mum's chuff when some of these players were in their prime. So how can you sit there telling us? But people, it got loads of retweets. And I was like, you can't analyse a player that you didn't see off clips. You can't do it. You literally can't do it. I can't tell you about Brian Robson because I didn't see enough of him. I certainly can't tell you about bloody Socrates or Platini or anyone like that because I didn't see them. It's a good one, Davids or Gattuso. I know, having seen, I was around then. No, I didn't see Bobby Charlton play, you cheeky twat. Wish I did. Best Prezi, Rally Burner, BMX, yellow with wheels, says Darren. I never got a BMX. I got a Striker, and oh my God, they were slow. They were the Harry Maguire of bikes. They were sturdy and reliable, but oh my God. When your mate's got a BMX, just needs one pedal and he's speeding off, and you had a Rally Striker, it was like you have to pedal 10 times just to move a yard. Oh, just headed wide by the Kettler. It would have been hard, but he put it wide. Are you going to do an Usyk Fury watch-along, mate? You know what? Normally I would, but it's the Saturday night before Christmas, and that weekend I normally do a bit of socialising, and I just think I probably won't do a watch-along for that. I'll probably go and do some Christmas stuff, yeah. Rambo's better than Predator. Blasphemy, says Lewis. I like them both, but Rambo's such a good film. In fact, I would suggest anybody watch Rambo now because it's got a Christmas theme to it as well. I'm not quite sure it's a Christmas film, but it is set at Christmas. Still 1-1 in both games. Here's a question for you. Am I thick? Leipzig against Villa on Amazon Prime. Underneath the scoreline, it's got 4 white bits for both. Is that subs? Because that's clever. That's an addition. That's technology. Well, we rarely do this. This should be used for me and Will on the podcast. That, to me, is a win. That is technology. What a goal! What a goal! What a goal! Oh, absolutely fantastic. He's done it again. Duran, an absolute greatest hits banger. What a hit. He's hit it from miles out. That is absolutely brilliant. That is magnificent. Absolutely magnificent. I mean, I don't know whether he's caught the keeper unawares, but he's got it in his locker, hasn't he? He does it all the time. Martinez rolls it out. It's into Duran. Tillemans gives it out wide. No, you know what? It's just the way he's hit it. He's put dip on it and height on it, and the keepers just can't get it. It's a lovely goal. Absolutely. But it's not top corner. It's distance. It's dip. It's dead central, but it can't be saved. Keeper's at full stretch. Lovely goal. Lovely goal. What a battle they've got going on there with that striker. Watkins started, Meow. So Watkins started, but Duran must have come on at half-time. But obviously they've got a game on Saturday. What a lovely problem to have, though. 2 strikers competing for 1 place. Fantastic. He's hungry like the wolf, says Ty. Yeah, lovely. Duran. He's a wild boy when he gets going. Yeah, look, I think most... Oh, they're on Rodgers. I think technology in football can add unnecessary add-ons. But I've got to say, if you're watching Amazon Prime, underneath the score, they've got 4 white dashes for both, because obviously both have made a sub. So it would be 5 if they hadn't. I think that's a good addition. I think that is a good addition to football, so well done. Lookman just had a shot. And Courtois made the save. Matthew McFadden says, it's perfect the way they designed it as well. It's not in your face, but it gives context. Football fans, Matthew, as you know, are very intellectual. We don't need, like you say, glaringly obvious. We need subtle. That's just subtle. You look at it and you go, what's that all about? And I had to ask what it was, but now we all know what it is. And we want it to stay. I like it. It's information without all the razzmatazz. Goldio says, can you please rank? Well, we're not ranking anything at the moment because here we go with Rodgers. Still Rodgers over the bar. Davids and Gattuso are locked on 50-50 here. So I can't do Pato or Adriano at the moment, Fuge, because I've still got Davids and Gattuso going on. But Goldio says, can you rank... Oh, God, we haven't done start bench sell for a while. Can you rank Victor Moses, Jermaine Defoe, Cameron Jerome and Peter Crouch in order from best to worst? Yes. I would say Cameron Jerome worse, Victor Moses third, Peter Crouch second, Jermaine Defoe first. Yeah, good one. That is a good one. If you know, you know. You could put Crouch first, but I think Jermaine Defoe, goal! Vinicius Jr., Real Madrid, 2-1. At the right time. Big goal. Atalanta's coach doesn't look happy. Oh, no, that's Ancelotti. Couldn't tell. Yeah, lovely play again. Atalanta get a little bit unlucky. Ball clips off Ederson into Vinicius Jr. and he hits it first time. And there's not a lot Atalanta can do about that. It's another good finish. Almost the opposite of Mbappe. Low into the other corner. And he scores. Got a bit lucky, Madrid, but it was nothing lucky about the finish. That's a big goal for Real Madrid. They do need to win. PSG are winning 1-0, by the way. They need to win. Ramos scored in the first half. And I was just having a look, actually, at Atalanta are about to make a sub here. Les Ferdinand versus Ian Wright, says Lewis. Whew. You've just isolated about 80% of our chat. There won't be many people who are old enough to remember Les Ferdinand and Ian Wright playing football. I am. 2-3-1. Duran again. This is going to be 6 losses in a row for Leipzig. They're 3-1 down to Villa. You can have a drink there, and they're drinking in the crowd, and they're drinking this victory in. It's just good play by Villa. It could be offside. It'd be a shame if he is. I think he might be offside on the first pass. They're not offside on the second pass, but I get the thing. I think Matty Cash might be offside here. Duran definitely not, but I think when Matty Cash gets it on the wing, I think he might be offside. Real Madrid have just made it 3-1 as well. It's all going on here. Real Madrid are putting Atalanta to bed, just as Villa are trying to put Leipzig to bed, but theirs might be offside. Offside it is. Matty Cash, Goldbridge was right. So it remains 2-1. Jude Bellingham has scored for Real Madrid. I didn't see it. There's goals going in everywhere. This is not offside. It's a ball over the top to Bellingham. Individualistic as well. You can't argue with that. Bellingham, good goal. Another low finish as well. Real Madrid turning it on. And they've had to. I mean, there is still a chance that Real Madrid could get themselves in the top 8, couldn't they? I was just going to have a look at this. So Real Madrid would go up to 15th place with 9 points. 2 games to go. They'd only be 2 points behind Atalanta. So they could still do it. Atalanta have got Sturm Graz. Real Madrid have got Red Bull Salzburg, which they'll win. And Brest. Oh, Atalanta on the back post. I mean, I wouldn't give up on Atalanta yet, though. I still think there could be more goals in this. Thanks everyone who's tuning in, by the way. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. We've had Les Ferdinand versus Ian Wright. I would say Ian Wright on technical ability, although as a goal scorer, Ferdinand might have been better, to be fair. Goldio says, start, bench, sell, Gordon Ramsay, Simon Cowell, or Boris Johnson. I would sell Boris, bench Cowell, and start Ramsey. For many reasons, on many things. Right, Edgar Davids beat Gattuso 51% to 49%, because I've got to do this one for Fuge. He said Pato or Adriano. There we go. Ooh. Relic says Brest have got a great pair up top. Leipzig have just scored 2-2. Oh, what a game this is then. Villa were 3-1 up. Goal disallowed for offside. Sesko up the other end. I don't think Sesko scored, actually. I'm just saying Sesko's hugging somebody. But it is 2-2. Let's have a look at this. Emery's picking his nose. That's just nerves. Baumgartner might be offside himself. Keep an eye on that. That might be offside. It's a lovely goal. But just because it's a lovely goal doesn't mean it should be given. It was a lovely finish. Took it really well. Technique was magnificent from Baumgartner, actually. Look at that. That is a lovely finish. He deserved to score that, but I think there might have been an offside in the build-up. Intergame's really boring, says Whoops. Well, you should be on here, getting involved in the chat. And it's been given. It was onside. 2-2. Game on. Game on. What a finish by Baumgartner. Real Madrid could put this game to bed soon. Here's Bellingham. He wants to shoot again. Went down. Doesn't get a penalty. What a ball that is. Come on. 2v2. Atalanta. You've got to pass it to Lookman. You've got to look. Oh, terrible pass. Atalanta have been a bit sloppy second half. Adriano's beaten Pato 62% to 38%, which I would agree with. Birmingham are 2-0 up, says Rolando. Here's Lookman into the box. Wins a corner. I tell you what always used to piss me off at Christmas was, especially as a kid, it was the worst night of the year. Like, my sister's a couple of years younger than me, and she'd be really excited, but she could fall asleep on a log. I could never sleep on Christmas Eve as a kid. It would be the worst night of the year I just couldn't sleep, could not get to sleep. Be awake for hours. You solve that the older you get when you can start going to the pub. Thanks for all your super chats tonight, by the way. I think we've caught up on all of those. Thank you. Let's have a look at the chat. Who should Villa buy in January? We need to buy some better defenders. We've been shocking recently, says Bomber. You know, I think with Villa, hopefully you've gone through your bad patch. I mean, obviously, I do think you always need to be improving and looking at areas. Any team needs to look at areas. I mean, I look at Arsenal, they need a striker. You look at, oh, goal, 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 goal. Lookman, what a goal that is. Bottom corner. Courtois is outside. I mean, we've had some cracking goals tonight, and that's an absolute cracker as well. Look at Lookman, right into the bottom corner, unsighted. Musiala's just scored for Bayern as well. But Lookman, this game is fantastic. Across Europe, this has been a really good evening of Champions League football. I tell you what, the Villa offside was offside, but not by much. But that's why the technology is good. When are we going to get that technology in the Premier League as well? We've been waiting too long for that. Goldio's just gifted a membership. You're a legend. Spurs Way says, I watched back a lot of the old Going for Goldbridges. They are honestly brilliant. Would love to see more of them. I need to watch them back, Spurs Way, because I did a lot of them during COVID. And I think I did a series, didn't I, of 6. And I think I would like to watch them back, yeah. Have you seen Anna and the Apocalypse? It's a good Christmas film. This is Inbred Yeti. Sounds like a porno to me, but, you know. Lookman is good. Feels bad. That's all you need to say. Van Nistelrooy versus Van Persie, says Lewis Mason. We will do that one. I think Atalanta will equalise. I think it's been a cracking game, this. I think Real Madrid will start to dig in a little bit. I loved that season we had of Van Persie. Scouse Stewart, I'm doing well, mate. I was just going to have a look at Atalanta's bench because they're top of Serie A at the moment. And I don't know what their squad depth's like. So Sabacosta, Zaniola. Is that Ben Godfrey of Everton? I think it is, isn't it? I'm just wondering whether they'll be able to stay the difference. Vinicius Jr. goes byline, chips it back. I tell you what, keeper gets hold of that and then it palms it straight to a Real Madrid player who probably should have scored. Pyro says, two consenting adults. I think this is a controversial opinion, which we love. Two consenting adults should have the legal right to challenge each other to a duel, if they're so inclined, with no legal consequences for the winner. Yeah, but you know how the world works. You might get blackmailed into doing it. It's a zombie Christmas musical. It won't disappoint you, says Inbred Yeti. Anna and the Apocalypse. There we go. Yeah, Verd says, is that not just UFC? Here we go. Real Madrid. This could be for Rodrigo. Keeper saved that one. I thought that was going to go in low as well. It's been a cracking game, though. So open. Bayern's Bayern a 3-1 up. Tell you what I was watching. Have you ever seen the guy on YouTube? What's he called? This is what I mean. There's some massive YouTubers out there that I weren't even aware they existed. Beard. He eats loads of food. I can't remember what he's called. He's English. He's a bit like Man versus Food, but he's got a beard. What's his name? Someone in the chat will know. Somebody here. Beard meets food. That's probably what it is. Yeah, beard meets food. Oh my God. He was in America and he did this challenge where it was 3 sandwiches, but the sandwiches would feed you for a week. And he's not like, he doesn't look like the sort of bloke that's going to be able to eat loads of food. And he demolished it. And then I watched another one, and it was like, he was in this place in Manchester where they do this massive pie. Demolished it with a load of mashed potato as well. It's incredible. I don't know how somebody eats that much. I mean, I love food, but you know, can't get that much in. That's what she said. Could do a wings collab with him, Mark. Mate, I mean, it's like a bottomless bin. I've just had a message from Charlie, who works for Sidemen, and he just said, I've just watched that same video, Beard Meets Food. Yeah, hope you're doing well, mate. Yeah, it's... I'm sort of got addicted to it, but apparently it's been around for ages. I think I should do one of those just for the banter. Like, I will fail miserably. I think I should get a series going. I'd never have the bloody time. But we should just go and do one of those. And film it. I tried to eat these 3 sandwiches. I'll eat a crust. If Rashford does go, do you think Lookman is a good replacement, says Cameron? Well, I think anybody's a good replacement to Rashford at the moment because he's so inconsistent. McGinn's just had a good shot. No, it was Digne. Good save by the keeper as well. Goes for a corner. Bridge meets food. Food bridge. Meat bridge. He's the #1 competitive eater in the UK. You see, that's a skill I wouldn't want. I really wouldn't want it. I'd be worried about the damage it's doing to my arteries and everything like that. But, you know. I wonder if it's like a genetic anomaly, like in the sense that he's got an oversized stomach or something like that. What makes you be able to eat loads of food? Baron, welcome to Members Club. It's like deep throating, isn't it? Not that I ever want to know about that. Start, bench, sell. Eto'o, David Villa or Torres? Fernando, I would say bench Torres. Sorry, sell Torres, Fernando. Bench Villa, start Eto'o. STMC says, I used to do loads of food challenges, but you end up not enjoying the food and you realise it's pointless. I was going to say that. I bet you don't enjoy the food, because I was watching him eat them sandwiches and I was like, oh, that sandwich looks really nice. I'd like to go to that sandwich shop. And I liked the pie shop in Manchester. It looked amazing and I want to go there. But yeah, I bet you're not sitting there enjoying the food probably. Villa on the break. I think Duran's offside again. He's got a pass. He should have passed. I don't know why he didn't pass. I think he was offside anyway. Insanity says, I'm just curious as to why you think Botman is overrated. He's been injured for ages and Newcastle defence has become a joke. Love the channel, by the way. Insanity. Well, insanity by name, insanity by comments. At what point did I say Botman was overrated? What I said was Diaz gets put into most pundits team of the year every year and he's overrated. He's no better than Botman. Botman is a good player. Diaz is a good player, but Diaz is not Van Dijk. He is not Rudiger. He's just a good centre back. That's what I was saying. I'm not saying Botman's overrated. I could have said Michael Keane, but you know, Ruben Diaz is good, and so is Botman, but that neither of them are Virgil van Dijk. But Diaz gets held up like he's one of the best centre-backs in the world, and he's not. Michael says we should get a Goldbridge Reacts channel to see you watch these YouTubers and videos. I did one for Jackmate once. It was like a YouTuber Gogglebox, and I've done a couple on my channel that I quite enjoy, but it's getting the time to do them. Not Ben says they drink about 2 or 3 litres of water before the food to expand their stomach. That's serious stuff. This is. I used to watch. Tell you what, I did used to watch years ago on the telly. Man versus Food. The American guy. I'd like to start doing the Goldbridge React stuff again. I think I'd need like a Reddit page or something though, so people can actually send suggestions in, because I could just do it on the community tab on YouTube actually. I might whack that on there now. There you go, and then at least I've got it, and then I might do it. It'll make me do it instead of having to think. Community tab, YouTube. I'll do it on this page. That's football. If you know, you know. I'll just do that because it's personal. If you know, you know. Goldbridge Reacts. Give me some YouTube video recommendations to react to. It's on the community tab on this channel. So we've got 12 minutes to go here. It's still Real Madrid 3-2 against Atalanta. And it's still 2-2 Villa and Leipzig. In relation to the league table, that's what it's all about, really. Villa are 9th and Leipzig are going out because they've only got 1 point. And Real Madrid at the moment would be 17th, so they've been quite a good position. I think Villa have done enough to win this, but just a good goal from Baumgartner and a mess up on the first goal that they conceded. Insanity says, "Oh, my bad. Apologies. No worries, mate. I might have worded it badly, to be fair." Oof. Tanai says, "Are you a bike or car person for long solo ride?" Well, I motorbike. Carl says the Daily Mail are reporting Rashford's been sold in January. I don't think anyone's going to buy him in January, mate. Dan James just scored a great goal for Leeds, says this is Patrick. Baron, welcome to the Members Club. A free kick for Atalanta here. Just going back to that question, that controversial take by Pyro, 2 consenting adults should have the legal right to challenge each other to a duel if they're so inclined. Have you ever seen the film The Quick and the Dead? With Gene Hackman and DiCaprio and Sharon Stone. I love that film. It's very comic book, but I like that. That's all about a duel. It's got loads of cameos in it as well. Russell Crowe's in it, actually. Ooh, free kick through the wall. Comfortable for Courtois. Do I like Departed, Michael? It's only one of my favourite films. Imagine if they brought back those pistol duels like they used to have in the Westerns. You can't use paint because the whole point is it's about the damage of the shot. You can't go, "Ooh, I've hit you on the knee with my paint first, let's play it back." That's not the point. The whole point of a duel is it's about incapacitating, isn't it? You might shoot them first but hit them in the knee. They might shoot you second and hit you in the heart. So it's a skill, though. Dangerous one. It's like gladiator pit fighting, isn't it? Whew. Ruthless. Atalanta. Oh, he should have let that go to Lookman. Still 10 minutes to go. Frozen Gem says, "Very rarely did people actually get hit or die in shootouts or duels." What? I've just got a vision of them both shooting each other and missing for an hour and giving up. Well, what happened then? I would have said very, very, very common people got injured or died in a duel. Zanny says, "Is it true you have a bias towards Rasmus because he'd done an interview with you? Where would you rank him in strikers worldwide?" No, it's not biased because I don't do bias or agenda. I've given Rasmus plenty of low scores. Where would I rank him in strikers worldwide? I think until United provide service to any striker, it's hard to rank any striker at Man United because we don't provide service. So Del Piero or Totti? I'm answering that. I'm not actually. I'm going to do a poll for that. I think that's actually harder than I thought it was going to be. Van Nistelrooy's beat Van Persie by 55%, and I'm whacking this in. I nearly said 1, and then I thought, ooh. I mean, they were both bloody good at free kicks, I'll tell you that. What an era that was for Italian football in free kicks, by the way. Baggio, Del Piero, Totti, Signori. There's another one. I can't remember his name. But, yeah, amazing era of Italian football. That was my era, that was. Loved Italian football. Kibru says, you always sing Rasmus, Rasmus. I've never heard you sing Rashford, Rashford. Are you real, mate? Are you absolutely real? I don't sing Bruno, Bruno either. And Bruno, I absolutely loved it when we signed Bruno. Come on, grow up, mate. Go and knock one out to your Rashford poster and leave us all alone. Player FC, Pratt. Pirlo versus Modric next. I think we've done it, written in white. Pirlo wins. I'll do it again. What would your celebration be if you scored a goal, says Parker? Actually, I used to think about this quite a lot, but I don't know whether I'd just copy Cavani's. I do like the bow and arrow. I think I used to quite like Collimore's years ago. He had like a 6-gun salute, like because I used to like cowboys, and he'd go. Poo, 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 poo. But as I grew older, I think it looks a bit silly. So I did like Cavani's. I do. (3-0 to PSG. They're getting the points now, says Dave MUFC. Atalanta on the attack. Good shot, but you'd expect Courtois to save it on his front post, and he did. Ratui. Exciting player as well. Oh, we've got a goal for Villa. They have deserved it. Ross Barkley, 3-2. Let's have a look. I'll have a look now. Here we go. Leipzig don't clear it. Edge of the box. Oh, it deflected. It's a lucky goal for Villa. Deflects off the stomach of the defender and goes in the bottom corner. You can't save those. So it's 3-2 in both of the games. We've been blessed tonight. 10 goals. Emery's happy. Bellingham's coming off for Real Madrid. He's an interesting player, isn't he? Ratui. Born in Argentina. Spent his time in Argentina, Boca Juniors, and then on loan. Came to Genoa in 2023. Played for Argentina under 20s, but plays for Italy. He was born and raised in Argentina. His maternal grandfather emigrated to Argentina from Sicily. His father's grandparents on one side of the family were also Italian, from Genoa. I always get that mixed up. Brazil has a connection with Portugal, doesn't it? And Argentina has a connection with Italy. MT90 says Barkley comes on and makes a impact straight away. United subs could never. James Cave says Jemba or Cleverson. Del Piero's beaten Totti with 59%. Hall pass with Margot Robbie or United top 4, says Lavish. Oh, definitely United top 4, mainly because I'm just a happily married man. Didn't even have to think about that one. And also knew I couldn't think about that one because I'd be in trouble, but didn't even need to anyway. John Pryor says, you should react to the Conjuring House drama. It's mad. The owner thinks a ghost told her to sack the house manager because he was stealing. Remember that one I did? R9 or Shevchenko, says that guy Beto. Mate, wash your mouth out. Wash your fingers. Whatever you typed with, wash them. Bloody hell. R9 or Shevchenko. You've just compared a Ferrari to a Vauxhall Astra. R9. Pirlo versus Modric, I've got to do that. Never seen you looking so gorgeous as you did tonight. Never seen you shine so bright. You were amazing. That's a cracking song, you know. Say what you like about Chris de Burgh, but Lady in Red is a cracker. What a song. I haven't heard it for ages. Can Leipzig get it to 3-3? Can Atalanta get it to 3-3? It's going to be a good result for Real Madrid. Will Rashford and other underperforming players be rattled after Ineos news today, or won't they care? Says Faisal. Oh, it's a goal. Is it 3-3? No. It's a save. I wouldn't be surprised if we got the player bounce now. They think they might be sold. If that's what you're saying. I'm playing with my tree. I don't know. I had some like. I don't know what I was doing then. I was like. Xavi or Scholes, says J Drums. Lewis says, what's your thoughts on Brian Clough? Legend, mate. Absolute legend. I mean, The Damned United's one of my favourite films. Obviously, being born in Nottingham, Brian Clough is well known. Won the European Cup back-to-back. But I think what he did at Derby was amazing as well. I can't do all these either-ors. You're throwing too many in now, right at the end of the day, so I'm just going to have to shout them out. I can't do the polls. Cruz or Xavi Alonso? Cruz, Jack. And Xavi or Scholes? Scholes, J Drums. Xavi or Iniesta? I would say Iniesta for me, Paramvia. I always like the striker shoe polish celebration, says Pablo. Jemba or Cleverson, says James Cave. I'd say probably Cleverson, but they were both absolute shite. 4 minutes added on in the Leipzig Villa game and 4 minutes added on in the Atalanta Real Madrid game. Lavish says, serious question. Well, it's definitely not. You can't put serious question and then say this. I mean, that's like saying what is basically, it's an either or, right? And you never guess it. Serious question, and then it's the most unserious compare ever. It's like, serious question, sleep with Margot Robbie or get banged by a polar bear. I mean, maybe some people would like that, but serious question, Nemanja Vidic or Harry Maguire. I mean, Jesus wept. I mean, Vidic, for me, is up there with the best centre-backs in Premier League history. He's my favourite Man United centre-back in the whole Premier League era, which I watched from start to today. Oh, I'm getting tired now. Thanks everyone for tuning in though. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right hand corner. Lots of people getting excited about being banged by a polar bear. I don't think it's going to end well. Even if you enjoyed that, which I don't think you would, I don't think it's going to roll over and have a cigarette. I think it's going to fancy a snack, and it's going to be you. 5-1 to Bayern. Joel says it'd be funny if you could react to Chuff Brigade football opinions. It's not controversial though, is it? Do you not acknowledge the fact that if I sat there doing a video saying, Eusebio or Pele, let's break it down. It's definitely Eusebio. I've never fucking watched them play. All I've got is clips. And yet in the modern day, you can watch a 20-year-old hipstering about why De Bruyne is better than Paul Scholes. And yet the only place they were watching Paul Scholes from was their mum's tits, which actually doesn't make any sense because they'd be up her chuff. But you know what I mean? But it happens a lot these days. Oh, what a miss. It should have been 3-3. Lookman puts the cross in at pace. Ratui's about a metre out, and he puts it over. How do you miss? That's one of the misses I've ever seen. Lookman does the work. You can't miss. You just can't miss. Oh, my God. Should have been 3-3. Should have been 3-3, and that's probably it. Perez paid Lookman, says James. That isn't... Well, it paid Ratui, because that was a massive... Well, that's it as well. That's the last kick of the game. And that is the last kick of the game. It's a very good win for Real Madrid. 3-2 against Atalanta. Well done. Batistuta versus Crespo, says Ardo. Batistuta. Lewis Mason, do you like tennis? I do like tennis. I used to play a brilliant game on the Wii called Grand Slam Tennis. I'd play people online. It was unbelievable. It was really realistic, and I'd be playing it for hours. And you played it like standing up, moving around. You get fit whilst playing it. It's the best game I've ever played. I don't know why that was 15 years ago and we've not got it in the modern day. The playability was brilliant. You could play people online. There was rankings. It was an amazing game. And you can't get anything like it now. Lavish said, would Seb pick Harry Maguire? Yeah, he wouldn't know who Vidic was. If an alien came today and asked you if you wanted a tour of the universe, but you could never go back to Earth, would you? No one would believe you met an alien. This is not Spen. No. Batistuta hated football and came out saying he never watched the game. Still putting 100%, 10% every game. We will see others putting 40%. What a legend, says Chris. I never believe... Doesn't what's his name, Ben White, say the same? I don't actually believe these people who play football don't like football. So you were just parachuted into being one of the best players in the world. I just don't believe it. I think it's just somebody trying to be a little bit niche. Lookman was man of the match, says JTD. I agree with you on that one. Thanks, everybody. That's it. We're back tomorrow for another one. So make sure you tune in tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. Pirlo beat Modric by 51%. So we've had some Perla of opinions tonight. Take care. What a show tonight. Loved that. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll speak to you tomorrow night as well. Thanks, everyone.